comes a time when we heed a certain call, when the world must come together as one.
There are people dying.
Oh, and it's time to lend a hand to life, the greatest gift of all.
Oh, we can go on pretending day by day
that someone, somewhere will soon make a change.
We are all part of God's great big family.
And the truth, you know, love is all we need.
We are the world, we are the children, we are the ones who make a brighter day, so let's start giving.
There's a choice to make it. We're saving our own lives.
It's true, we'll make a better day, just you and me.
Bells in your heart, so they know that someone cares, and their lives will be stronger and free.
As God's shown us by turning stone to bread, and so we all must lend a helping hand.
abụọ mmemme abụọ achịkọtara ọnụ taa wụ ịtụ ntọala nke ndị bekee na-akpọ foundation laying nke Garden of Hope Foundation. Nwekwe nwanne anyị nwoke tozuru oke ndị Nze na-achọ ịnabata n'ọgbakọ ha ọwụta na-echekwe nnekwu so ọwụ ihe ndị anyị nọ nga taa ọrụ ka ama eri nri bịawa maka a na-eri ugboro abụọ nri ụtara nri rice moi sere ndị ketara nụ ụnọ ọwụ ndị oketara azụ take note aga m eri ụtara
Owerre-Nkwoji ndewo nụ ekelele m
ndewo
ụmụ eji m niile nọ nga n'ahụ ọnụ aka mụ na nri ji ọjọọ ihe a wee mix gathering anyị dum ana m akpọlite onye ndu anyị bụ Luka Nzes biko were ọjọọ nyere m ọ na-anwụ n'anwụ
Ishigbo agbara ndị Umoke emechala
Ishigbo ise n'aka ma wife akwanye ndị Nze niile ndị nọ nga aka mụ na unu ji ọjọọ ụmụnne anyị ndị chukwu ebe ndị ọdọ aka mụ na unu ji ewu ndị chief ndị shiri ha shi ka onye shiri ya zere Chinemere ndewo oke ma fadakwa fada shikwere oshiri fada ọkwa aka mụ na ahụ ji ewu asị na ka anyị taa na ọjị atata asịsị ike tata ọganihu tata inotu tata mmụba ọ machiri Chineke na ihe na-eme na mba ndị ọdọ ebidoro emekwe nna ka anyị na-asị ka ọ gbaa nwanne anyị nwaanyị ume na ndị niile na-enye aka hụ na ihe ọma na-abịata Owerre-Nkwoji ka mgbe anyị na-anọrela nga ka mgbe anyị ga-ala ụkwụ anyị ji alakakwa ka anyị jiri bịa mma ka ọ gọzie ihe niile ka a ga-emehie ya ebe projekti ala nwa na start on a very good note ka ọ continue on a very good note even unto completion in Jesus' name. Anyị ga-ata na ọjị atata ahụ isi ga-atata ọkani tata ndị n'otu tata mmụba ma ọjị a ma ihe ndị ọzọ a ga-atakwa ma ihe a ga-aṅụ ka ọrụ anyị mma na ahụ na Jizọs Kraịst onye nwe anyị.
ihe anyị bịara ngala taa ọ ihe magburu onwe ihe eji ahachi ndụ ihe eji enyere ndụ aka ka ndụ anyị na-abawanye asụọla ọjị kewekwana mmiri ya ihe anyị na-ekwu mmanya a enyere anyị ga-aṅụ ya taa Chineke ga na-agọzi anyị ndị Owerre-Nkwoji ma ndị sponsors anyị okwu anyị jiri ka ije ka a ga-eji edohu okwu ije agaghị akpọ anyị ihe ọjọọ agaghị eme anyị ihe ndị ọzọ mba ọzọ ji eru mma agaghị akpọ anyị ihe ọjọọ soro ha ihe ọma soro anyị mgbe anyị na ana m akwụ ya anyị ṅụọ ya
na ọba ihe niile rụ mma si na Kraịst onye nwe anyị.
Ihe m ga-agwụ na agaghị esi nne. Ihe m na-agwụ n'ụwa oriri na taa. Edu m ga-erijuru ya afọ. Onye anyị kwuru ọwụwa. Ikele ụnụ n'ọrụ ụnụ. Ma ndị bịara abịa so bịa lee ha ahụ, ma ndị elere ahụ, ma ndị agbara ọgwụ, ma ndị bịara abịa n'ile ụlọ ahụ. Ịgwa ụnụ ihe asọ bịa ụnụ. Ihe anyị ga-agwago ụnụ so ụnụ bịa wụ na-ebufu Owerre-Nkwoji ebe ahụ nọ. Ọgwa nwanne m nwa agwala ụnụ so mmezi mmadụ m ga-abịa Amerịka ahụ. Ụnụ ga-abịa ụta ụnụ bịa na mkpụrụ obi ụnụ, ma ọ bụ n'omume ụnụ, ma ọ bụ n'ahụ na anyị degere n'akwụkwọ ihe na-akpọ ọdata ahụ anyị kọlektịrị ka anyị ga-eji aga na United States nga mbi ga-aga butere ụnụ ego of hope. I won't be without you. When I got a lot, when you really I gave you work. When you be a request, I
Emmanuel, Chief Ezirim, do solemnly swear that I will faithfully execute the office of the chairman of the
protect and defend the Constitution and discharge my duties. I will exercise my duties with integrity, diligence, and loyalty, always acting in the best interest of the foundation and the Amen. Amen.
They lead the strong man, yo. See as them they look, yo. All eyes on me like a two-pack, yo. I keep them Balenciaga, Richard Mille, a two-bad, yo. I know they for your chit-chat, yo. Carry your matter, they go TikTok, yo. My gentle days don't go. I know they look back, yo.
I
Emmanuel, Chijioke, Tassie, do solemnly swear that I will faithfully execute the office of the Trustee of the Garden of Hope Foundation, and I will do responsibility, preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution and bylaws of this foundation. I will discharge my duties with integrity, diligence, and loyalty, always acting in the best interest of the foundation and its beneficiaries. I will exercise my best judgment and act in good faith in all matters that come before the board. So help me God.
Makalonya na kwero kekwe awe kwasieki no neme mwani fe nebe kanebe if you gonna do it see get level ndagaba lele makwele makwele gai jokole imani fe denede no mi fe denede na street of the if you gonna do it see get level Kili kana kukwose, hey yo, we got like you. One name you cannot stop a movie train. Nigga like you. The girl who say na madam you. My love my cannot have 1 million. Did my money here, Bella did ya? And I'm a lifer. The money for doing cigar waka. Get that food in a rat lifer. You go to a cigar level. Open up, because see your baby, see some now. When I got that mama, one Belize Yanana, it could believe when I toss Canada, because I'm a carpenter. I feel it before the Nigeria. I'm walking boutique and no more than for the TCA. The boys live beef and we are on a total. And I said, no, Maya, on a total. I said, Maya, on a total. She would have to be it. Now I'm quite levels to this. I can neck and let you kuna hustle and match up with it. Only for teacher from everywhere, no age when I wear. And do age go for Bego, or age about Bower, die, kill the doings. Just go to doings, or the fan and movies. Conscious of doings. I sign all of my doings. So I'm talking about bees. The convoy that we're moving. Conscious of doings. The girl who say na madam you. My love my cannot have 1 million. Did you my money here, Bella did ya? And I'm a lifer. The money for doing cigar waka. Get that food in a rat lifer. You go to a cigar level. Get this in a Cosilan Yoku. If you gonna do it, get level. Get this in a Catilan Yanya. If you gonna do it, get level. One nigga, we find a man. If you gonna do it, get level. You must be connected all like it. If you gonna do it, get level. Yeah, who no. Na menu don't you really gamma.
Agme kuhenu no kuibo. Ngola bekee the appropriate ntega maka any dream achọrọ m ka ihe anyị mege ka aghọtazie ihe ọma unu agaghị aghọtara ya taa kama unu niile ịghọta enough for ebe anyị na-aga bịa Victor butere m igbo ahụ bute igbo ahụ ebe ahụ kamgbe 1999 ihe a na-akpọ medical mission otegwele mmenwere ihe a wotokwa part of that way forward ọ bụrụ ndị Anambra ha so ebe a nọ kwa na ebe a na-aga mgbe m rụrụ ntakịrị agha biri ọhụrụ o nwere nwoke onye ugwu dị n'eshi nga agbafere n'ihu ụlọ anyị nga mgbe ahụ ngala wa ọhịa ọwụghị ọhịa ọwụ ọrụ anyị na-akọ ugbo na ọ na-eshi Umudi gbara igwe White Horse gbafee ebe a gaa Owerre-Nkwoji a na-akpọ ya ayaya o nwekwara m onye ayaya wụ ihe ha ayaya na-eme mgbe ahụ nwa bekee ahụpụgole were aghụghọ ma ọwa aghụghọ ka ị kpọrọ ya ma ọwa amamihe ka ị kpọrọ ya ọ gị ga-edisaidị ka ọ wụ ugbu a ha were otu ha amamihe ka ha rụ maka ha na-ede ya ede n'akwụkwọ onye dere ka ma ọ onye vidiyo ka e dọkụmentịrị ya ọ ka ahụ ka onye ọbụla na-ewe mgbe ha bịara ebe ahụ a na-akpọ River Niger aha ihe ha awụhụ River Niger asa a ga-akpa akpa gaa nta gbagbu anụ na-enwe ha onye unu chere ha na ndị oso ha kpara akpaga ha akpaga anụ ọbụla na-enwe ha ha gụọ ya aha ọ bụ otu uche ha rụ ha bịa nga nna oso anyị nọ na-ekwe egbughị azụ ma ndị na-akwụ ụgbọ mmiri ma ndị na-egbu agụ iyi krokodil ma ndị na-egbu ọba na-eri ji ha bịa nga ha gụọ mmiri aha aha ka ahụ ndị Afrịka nwere fọ mmiri ahụ onye ọbụla echefuola ihe Garden of Hope awụ ka anyị hapụ ịza River Niger awụ Owerre-Nkwoji ọwa anyị ga-ebu ụzọ ediscover onwe anyị onye kpụọ ahịa afọ nta ya wụrụ afọ nta ịkpụ ahịa afọ ukwu ya wụrụ afọ ukwu ihe aha ya mege mgbe ya mege mgbe ụfọdụ oji mgbe ụfọdụ oji nwanne m nwoke ke m toro ke nne m jiri bụ ime aha ya wu Peter ọrụ ọnwa 6 onye ize bịa ihe ahụ na-akpọ onye ize ahụ bịara nụ ndị omi nọ ngala nana mma m eliri Peter na ndụ maka onye ize emege unu sọ unu agba lekwe ọ bụrụ sọ anyị nwere ihe esi ahụ ihe m ji n'aka ọgwụ nụ ewere tinye nwata ahụ n'ọnụ ya taa loo ahụ ọkụ ahụ laa eze ahụ na-aka disappear. Ignorance would the worst kind of disease. Otegwele mmewere ihe medical mission ebidoro m n'ama Igbo maka ọgwụ mere nne m ha mee m accuse so ndị ama Igbo ebe ọla ha lụrụ di ihe dum na-efere ha nza maka ha na-eme nwanne nnukwu ndị Owerre-Nkwoji bido unu mewenụ nwanne nnukwu
Concept originated from the fact that I am a breast cancer survivor. Okay, being a breast cancer survivor doesn't mean that I just woke up one day and became a survivor. It is that I usually go for mammographies everything that I'm a vowed athlete. All my life I've been very athletic. But even more importantly, there's something called self-care. Self-care is, I'm not alcoholic, I don't take alcohol. So occasionally I might take champagne for toast and all those kinds of things. But I don't drink. And because I want to be virtually and physically alert most of the time, I keep my body and my mind. I'm a devout Catholic. I believe in God. I have this little tiny faith, but God knows, and He uses it for my good, So anyway, my breast cancer was discovered at stage 0 and 1. So the major thing that they could do, because there were spots of the cancerous cells, they didn't decide, they asked me about decisions to use radiation to kill those cancerous cells and all that, or complete mastectomy. This was on my right breast. And I said I wanted complete mastectomy. So they cut out the breast, and I went into reconstructive surgery, but that didn't work out because my body was reacting against those. But so here I am with a lump that I've had for 25 years. It didn't grow cancerous. And then at the age where cancer kills people, age of 74, my cancerous cells, the lump blossomed into cancerous lump, not benign anymore. So the idea that it was caught early became a trigger for me to talk to people about going early and getting treatment, or at least testing to find out whether they have it. There are people who don't go either out of religion, out of fear, or out of whatever other reason to go and be examined for breast cancer. So that's issue 1 and 2, having the breast cancer, having it detected early enough. 3 was that my youngest daughter, when she heard that I had breast cancer, she cried until the day I came out of the surgery alive, because she believed I was on my deathbed. And for her to believe that triggers some kind of complex emotions on me. I have been part of the population that thinks that cancer is a killer. Okay? And I had to prove to everybody else that cancer is not a killer. So we've gotten into 4. Here's the wrong message that people have been getting about cancer being a killer in our society. And now trying to find a way to counteract that image of cancer not killing people. And then I had to go back also to my religious belief, asking God, why did I have cancer at the age of 74? And in one breast also. And then this thing is taken away. And I am alive today, and year 1, I'm now on 5 years survivorship on cancer, right? So I've survived the mastectomy. I will find a way to tell that story to other people and make sure that people know that they have to go as early as possible to get tested. And as I was doing all of these things and thinking about them, I went 180 degrees back. I am a full professor with 6 academic degrees. And my husband always tells me, don't apologize for being educated. So I'm not apologizing for being educated, but I'm saying, what am I doing with all these degrees? I'm out there talking to people, but I'm using books and things that other people wrote or talked about. Now I can use me as an entity. So we've gotten into 6 and 7, of this area. So I can use my experience. It's authentic. It happened. It's real. To tell the story and to encourage people. But one thing is, I have to find a language to make people understand that cancer is not a death sentence, that everybody can survive by it. And I was asking my God, how do I do this? So then I turned this 180 degrees to go to the bottom, to learn what people do at the core of health. How do you reach people who have been misinformed? How do you reach people who are dying at earlier stages because of ignorance or because of lack of understanding and all that? And I went and took a 12-week course on community health as a community health worker. And I graduated valedictorian of the class, which means that I learned something, right? That I knew what they were talking about. And with that, I saw how community health workers were instrumental in helping in the outreach of health care. So the model, the top-down design that I had learned in school and I had practiced in teaching and everything else made sense, but were far-fetched. Okay, and that's why I say it's a vision for me. And God said to me, look at what these people are doing, and they're helping thousands or hundreds of thousands of people, millions of people, that doctors, nurses, and others who are highly skilled cannot reach. Okay, so find a way to reach the lower population, those who are not properly informed and other. So I started looking for ways to bring up community health workers in our society. And I'm married in Onitsha, and I talked to my husband about it. Onitsha people don't have land, a lot of land, as many Nigerians know. And I said, well, we have a lot of land here in Owerre-Nkwoji. I have lost my count, but I think I've reached 10, but let me go to whatever other number there is. I said in Owerre-Nkwoji here, we have a lot of land. Let me go and see how we can help our people here. When we came here, it turned out that like any other town, rural or township or whatever, there is no data set, there are no databases. There is nothing you can call individualized medical records. I'm not talking about electronic medical records, because they go in there, they fill a form, and they are treated, they go home. The next time they come, there is no history, because another form will be filled. Even if it's a former form, some of the information may have been diluted, or maybe another doctor or whatever. So there isn't much consistency, okay? And that also affected drugs that they are given, and that also affected comorbidity when they had more than one type of disease going on. So because there is no data, I decided that the first thing we have to do and set as an example for Nigeria, I'm not talking just to Owerre-Nkwoji anymore, for Nigeria and everybody else, is to establish health records for individuals where a particular individual has his or her own record that any doctor or person can follow, okay? And then in Owerre-Nkwoji, because it's me and my husband and Emma mainly, there is no infrastructure to get the database. people don't even go to the hospital because of transportation, food, health, all other things that get in the way. So we decided to bring health care to them. And because there are so many, we cannot do all of them at the same time. So we did crash courses, training people who would do blood pressure tests. Just getting, phase 1 was just blood pressure. That's what we focused on. So we got all our data sets for blood pressure. And then phase 2 was diabetes. And when we got into diabetes, we decided to have some triage where we could also have the people, if they have really emergency situations, they go immediately to the doctor, okay? And if they're just morbid with high blood pressure that comes, but they can live with it, give them the medications, okay? Or diabetes, and give them the medications and all that. And that completed the third one that we're gonna do, which is our phase 3, would be malaria, which now will include children. So we started with adults first, and pregnant people and other babies. And then phase 4 will be cancers. We chose 1 cancer for men, prostate cancer, and 3 cancers for women, breast cancer, cervical cancer, and uterine cancers for women. So those are the things we're going to do. But albeit, again, I'm saying is rural development, okay? We have 6 other areas we want to work in. And hopefully the community will be as engaged as they have been with this healthcare portion of it, which is those other areas include like agriculture, education, you know, it includes commerce, it includes industry, recreation, and so forth. So we want to build it in such a way that there's sustainability. That is one of the values of ground up or bottom up kind of approach, because the inheritance is for the people own it. Because they own it, they will pass it on. It's like this traditional title you saw today. These people bring their sons and give them traditional titles while they are alive, so that even when they die, the children will continue with the traditional titles. So the heritage is that the people now own it and believe it's their property and will take care of it. And the highlight of it all was this Nzes group called me into their meeting last night. I was here last night, and I came in here and I told them I was in awe of what they were doing, because it was like all men. There was not a woman in here. And I gave them a souvenir cap, the cap for Garden of Hope Foundation caps that we had. I said, because you people came and supported us outside, I am thankful to you, and take this cap. If it's not enough, you know, let us know, we will make more for you. And these people rose, and that's another thing about traditional societies. Their words are their oaths, okay? That's why I'm saying I'm not into politics and all of these things. They don't meander. They don't say things that they don't mean. They rose in unison and said that they are going to sponsor the Garden of Hope Foundation from now on. And for me, that was the take-home message. I'm going to shut up. I have to thank a major person who is my community health worker mentor. Her name is Dr. Tanika Price. She's the one who educates or teaches or instructs community health workers in Columbus, where we are, outside the universities. She runs this program for the community. By the way, by some strange coincidence, she was she went to school with my first and second daughter, my first son and my second daughter, so they were schoolmates. I'm talking, she now be my mentor, which tells you that life can go around, right? She's my mentor in area of community health worker, and she's taught me almost everything I know. And she's the one that shared with me the idea that such things can be funded, okay, by some groups in the United States. And that gave me the hope that if we really have enough critical mass of data, like 3,000 data points, we could apply for funding with some major groups in the United States and maybe in other civilized world. So I am very grateful for that, but I'm also thankful for the support I have had in my immediate family, my husband, my children, and then my extended family, including Emma and the others that have bought into it. And then also this society is in. Emmanuel took me to the head of the Nzes, they call him Ambaranse, on December 26th, 2023. And we went to the guy's house and told him what I thought was my vision and the mission I wanted associated with it to create these data centers. Right there and then the guy got up his chair and took us to the movers and shakers of this community. And then the whole organization blossomed because there is buy-in from, although it's not top down as such, but the rulership, okay, and that also tells you about this group, the Nzes. I'm tying them together because they are related in a fundamental way that is giving people hope, okay, saying that we see something that is good, let's do it, let's all do it jointly. So if everybody else in their little groups or big groups would want to join us, we will create packages in the future to let people know what we are doing. In fact, when I get back now by March or April or whatever, I would have set up a website to make sure that all the things we've done, the testimonials, the activities and all that are there for the rest of the world to see, and invite people to either study themselves in their own way, depending on their own conditions, physical or natural. People who have erosions in their place. Erosion may be the critical thing they want to work with first, right? Before they can even talk about health. For us, it was health, because Emmanuel is in health and I'm in health. So, am I a health engineer? I'm an engineer by profession and a public health administrator by profession. Also, as I told you earlier, I have 6 degrees in different areas, and this is the convergence for me, administratively, instructively, management-wise, coordination-wise, even managing money, which I'm very bad at. I'm saying when you go to the society or the group, you will find the talents you need. So I don't manage money because I'm not good at it. So we have a controller who manages all accounts, stipulates what we need to buy and all that, and how we do it, and what we need to do. We have a wonderful, wonderful coordinator who helped us carry through all of this process. And we have a manager that was handpicked by the Abaranze on the 26th. I was like, how can anything go wrong? You know, with this kind of setup. So we went back to the US feeling, and all of these things have been done through WhatsApp. You know, the communication, I mean, you know, and these people have been delivering to date. So we will package at some point, at least starting with the health systems, what we have learned, some of the pitfalls, because there was a time the people didn't want to come for the diabetes test because they said we didn't give them medication for blood pressure. So we had to rush the medication arrived in Nigeria, but it couldn't get to Owerre-Nkwoji. It was in Lagos. Okay, so, but we had scheduled, you know how things get delayed in transit. Okay, so we had scheduled the diabetes sessions before the thing could get to Owerre-Nkwoji. And they were like, no, they're not showing up to them until we give them the medicines we promised. As God would have it, 1 week later the medicines came and everybody converged again. We rescheduled and started again. So there are some downsides, you know, or some pitfalls, but that should not detract you. Just try and capture it as quickly as possible and ameliorate it, you know, and make sure that the people are in unison with you. We need partnership to really survive. There is no way we can just do it by ourselves. The partnership will do at least 3 things. First, authentication. Okay, saying that what we're doing makes sense. Okay, and then role modeling, because they've done those kinds of things before, not necessarily the way we're doing them, but similar ways. And then thirdly, increasing our opportunity to get the funds. Okay, so yes, we want to partner with the Roman Catholic Church, but beyond the Roman Catholic Church, we want to partner with institutions or groups that could be non-profit or groups they call NGOs, you know, with any group that is not governmental, that has red tape, and other people are dying. You know, by the time they finish the law and policies and all that, people are already dead.
The foundation is a good thing to know, you know, especially it has to do with health care. And it's something that is very lacking in our society today. And it's trying to initiate this to help those at home.